All right, guys, we're ready for another one here. Look at this. I haven't even clicked on over to start the game. And there we go. We've got the Browns at the Athletics. And take a quick look here at the standings. First off, the Browns are a game and a half behind Cleveland. The Athletics are a game behind. So we'll see what happens with this one. The Athletics, of course, have a lot of hope that, a lot of ambition, I should say, that they're going to make something happen this season. We'll see if it does happen or not. It definitely didn't happen in real life, but they've been playing a lot better in this replay. It'll be Hope Ferris against Jack Coombs. Coombs, of course, the outfielder / pitcher, and Ferris rolls an 11 for a 0. And the next roll is a 16 for a 7. That'll be a base hit for Ferris, and that'll bring up Jimmy Williams right off the bat. And it's probably time. Ferris is not a great guy to do some hitting and running with, so it's time to bunt. He rolls a 53 for a 19. That's a good bunt back to Coombs. He throws to first. Ferris moves to second. One away. Here's George Stone. His roll is a 44 for a 7, and that's a single to right field. That'll score the runner, and the Browns come out on fire. Stone now on first with Hartzell up there, and will hit and run. The roll is a 43 for a 29. Comebacker to Coombs. Stone goes to second. I think we've seen this show before. 2 away. Here's Danny Hoffman. He's hitting 202. Coombs, by the way, 5-3 is his record. Right now, the ERA is 230 after he gave up that run. And the roll by Hoffman is a 14 for a 43 fly ball to center field. It'll be Shaughnessy grabbing that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. Eddie Collins to lead this off. And he rolls a 13 for a 14, and on he goes to first base. That'll bring up Harry Davis. Collins, fast, but not quite as fast as we like him to be. Rolls a 44 for an 8. Ground ball at third base. Ferris throws to first. Collins moves to second. One away. Here's Topsy Hartzell. And he rolls a 35 for a 14, and he'll take his base on the walk. That'll bring up Danny Murphy, who's hitting cleanup, hitting 258, 14 men driven in. See if he can get another one. In the roll, there's a 36 for a 33. Pop up to the shortstop. Wallace has that for the out. 2 away, and here's Simon Nichols. And Simon rolls a 33 for a 7. That's a single that will tie the ball game. Hartzell goes to third, and Nichols stays at first. That'll bring up Schreckengost, and Nichols does not have an 11. Interesting, so we will refrain from hitting and running with him. There's Aussie hitting 203. He's driven in 3. And his roll is a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball left field. Stone has that. We go to the top of the second, tied at 1. Tom Jones rolls a 56 for a 32. Fly ball to right. Murphy's got that. 1 away. Here's Bobby Wallace. He rolls an 11 for a 0. His second roll is a 55 for a 4. That'll be a double over third base. So Wallace gets the big hit. That brings up Tubby Spencer. The catcher, Spencer, hitting only 163. And so we'll see if he can do anything with Wallace. And his roll is a 13 for a 36. Changed to a 23. And Wallace is caught stealing. And while he slides into third, he injures Jimmy Collins. So we'll have to replace Collins. And we'll see who the Athletics have that can play third base. Apparently none of those guys can. This is going to be pretty interesting, isn't it? We'll take a quick look and see who else can play third. Simon Nichols can, so we will move Nichols over to third. And then in place of Collins, we will find, let's see again, who can play short. None of these guys can play short. So we'll take another look. Eddie Collins can play short. Now we'll check again to see who can play second. We have the same problem again. Nobody's able to play second. Danny Murphy, however, can play second. So this is going to be a pretty interesting change once we're done with everything. Murphy goes over to second. That does happen. And now center, left, we need a right fielder. So we'll put in a right fielder, and it's going to be probably Moran who comes in. And we'll do it the right way. So we do that. Moran plays in right. And here is Tubby Spencer now after that massive change in the field. And Spencer rolls a 42 for a 13. We could have done that without the fielding change. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 1-1. Here's Herbie Moran, and he rolls a 36 for a 33. There is a little E roll. And it's a 54 out of the range. It's a pop-up to second. Williams has that for the out, 1 away. Shag Shaughnessy now, 1-1 ball game. Shaughnessy hitting 200. Rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball to right. Hartzell's got that, 2 away. And here comes Jack Coombs. Coombs is hitting 261, hitting well. And he rolls a 44 for a 7. There's another base hit. That'll bring up Eddie Collins. So the Athletics starting to threaten. Rolls a 54 for a 45. There is a little E roll. And it's a 33 out of the range, so that'll be a fly ball to center, and Hoffman's got it for the out. We go to the top of the third inning. 1-1. Here's Bill Dineen. Rolls a 26 for a 13. There's a strikeout, 1 away, and up comes Hope Ferris. And look at that. Ferris rolls an 11 for a 0. He's going to go extra bases again. And it's 11 for a 2, a big triple for Ferris, and he's been hitting very, very well lately. That'll bring up Williams, and infield will come in. Jimmy Williams hitting 246 is driven in 9. See if he can make it 10. His roll is a 14 for a 43. There is a little E roll. And it's a 21 within the range, so that will be an error on the first baseman as it's changed to a 21. Davis makes the error. Williams is safe at first, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Browns. Up comes George Stone, runner on at first, and the roll is a 31 for a 9. There's a single infield hit, and Stone advances to first, Williams to second. That brings up Roy Hartzell, and these Browns are really hard to put away. Hartzell rolls a 13 for a 40, changed to 28, and that's going to be a ground ball over to the first baseman, who flips over to Coombs for the out at first, and Coombs is injured. So there will be another change here for the Athletics, as Coombs ended up getting hurt trying to cover on that play. And let's see what we can do. Probably Harry Krause is going to come into this game to pitch. So that's a big blow against the Athletics. 2 men out. Here's Danny Hoffman. Rolls a 21 for a 30. Fly ball to left field. Hartzell's got that for the out. And we'll go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 Browns. Here's Harry Davis. Rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball to short. Wallace on the first. 1 away. Here's Topsy Hartzell. He rolls a 63 for a 31. Fly ball to center, and it'll be Hoffman making the catch. 2 away. Here's Danny Murphy. Murphy rolls a 44 for an 8. Another fly ball to center, and it's the same result we saw before. Hoffman with the catch. We go to the top of the fourth. Tom Jones up there. Rolls a 16 for a 26. Ground ball to second. Murphy throws to first. 1 away. Here's Bobby Wallace. He rolls an 11 for a 0. Next rolls a 33 for a 2. That's another triple for the Browns, and that will bring up Tubby Spencer. The infield comes in again. Spencer, not much of a hitter. We'll have him bunt. And it's a 31 for a 14. He's hit by a pitch. And that means Spencer now is injured. We've had injuries left and right. So Spencer goes down to first base. Dineen is the new batter. He's probably going to bunt. And the question is, do we even bother putting in like an actual pinch runner? I think we'll just put Bert Blue in there and kind of forget about it. So up comes Dineen. The infield is in. We're going to bunt, but we're going to call this a safety squeeze. Just going to try to get Blue on to second. The roll's a 33 for a 7, and that's a good bunt. Right side, Davis throws over to Murphy, the second baseman covering at first, and Blue moves up, and there's 2 away now for Hope Ferris. That would have been a base hit, by the way, would have scored 1. And Ferris rolls a 13 for a 39, changed to 23. It's a fly ball over to center field. Shaughnessy makes an incredible catch, shoestring catch, and we go down to the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 Browns in a game that's had a lot of injuries and a lot of changes forced on us. Here comes Simon Nichols. He rolls a 25 for a 9. That's a single over short. Only the third hit of the game for Philadelphia, and that'll bring up Ossie Schreckengost, and we'll just swing away here. Roll is a 55 for an 8. Ground ball, third base side. Ferris throws to first. Nichols moves to second, and here's Herbie Moran with a chance to drive one in. He's hitting 429 after 7 plate appearances. And the roll is a 61 for a 29. Ground ball, first base. Jones flips it over to Dineen, who makes the tag of the bag for the out. Nichols moves to third, 2 away, and here's Shaughnessy, who was hitting 182. And his roll is a 61 for a 13. Down he goes on strikes, and we go to the top of the 5th. 2-1 St. Louis. And here's Jimmy Williams. Williams rolls a 45 for a 14 and walks, and that'll bring up George Stone. Williams, are you fast? And not really. So Stone will just swing away. He rolls a 33 for a 7. That's a single to right center. Williams moves up to second, and that brings up Roy Hartzell. 2-1 Browns. It's getting close. And Hartzell rolls a 35 for a 9. It's a ground ball to third base. Nichols fields it and throws to first for the out. There's one away as the runners move up. Up now is Danny Hoffman, and the infield comes in. And the roll's a 45 for a 14, so that'll load up the bases. Infield in again, one away here for Tom Jones. Jones hitting 218 is driven in, however, 14. His roll is a 21 for a 30. Fly ball to left field to Hartzell, but it's pretty shallow, and there's no chance to move up. 2 away, here's Bobby Wallace. And his roll is a 32 for a 26. Ground ball to second base. Murphy flips over to Collins at short for the out. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's still 2-1 Browns. Here's Harry Krause, the new pitcher for the Athletics. He rolls a 34 for a 44. Fly ball to center, and Hoffman has that for the out, 1 away. Eddie Collins now. He rolls an 11 for a 0. You see that dive roll? And then a 12 for an 11. That's a single, and that'll be followed up with a stolen base. So Collins ends up on his second base. Here's Harry Davis. The Athletics have 2 chances to drive him in. Only the 4th hit for Philadelphia, though, so far in this game. Davis hitting 254, 17 driven in, rolls a 56 for a 34. There is a little E. And the roll is a 34 out of the range. So it's a pop-up to second. Williams has that for the out. 2 gone, and here's Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell is hitting 246. And he rolls a 62 for a 12. That'll be a strikeout. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 2-1 St. Louis. Up comes Bert Blue for the Browns. Rolls a 34 for a 44. Next roll is a 21, so the little E roll that is. It's an error on Krause, the pitcher, and Blue will be safe at first. Up next comes Bill Dineen, and it's time to bunt. He rolls a 46 for a 13. That'll be a strike. Next is a 26 for a 13, so 0-2 the count. We'll try one more time. It's a 61 for a 13, and so down goes Dineen. 1 away, and here's Hope Ferris. Hope rolls a 31 for a 9. Ground ball third base side. Nichols throws to first. 2 away, and up comes Jimmy Williams. It's a 41 for a 28. Ground ball to short. Collins to first, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 the score. Up comes Danny Murphy. 254 is his average. 0 for 2 today. He rolls a 25 for an 8. That's a ground ball to short, and it'll be Wallace on to first for the out. Simon Nichols rolls a 16 for a 28. Ground ball to short, and Wallace throws to first. There's 2 away. Here is Schreckengoss. He rolls a 35 for a 13. Down he goes. We go to the top of the 7th inning. George Stone leads us off. Close game. Stone rolls a 12 for a 25. There's a little E-roll. It's a 14 within the range, so it's another error. 3rd one on the Athletics. That's off of Krause, the pitcher. They'll bring up Roy Hartzell, and Stone is going to do a little bit of hitting and running. Rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball right field, and Moran has that for the out. 1 away. Here's Danny Hoffman. He rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball shortstop. Collins throws to first. Stone moves to second. There's 2 away. Here comes Tom Jones. And his roll is a 55 for an 8. That'll be a single, and Jones gets the RBI. The run scores. Jones is then thrown out trying to steal third, but the damage has been done. It's a 3-1 lead. And this brings up Herbie Moran now for the Athletics, bottom of the 7th inning. He rolls a 42 for a 32. Fly ball right field. Hartzell has it for the out. 1 away. Shag Shaughnessy up there now hitting 167. His roll is a 14 for a 43. Fly ball left field, and that'll be a quiet out. 2 away. Here's Harry Krause, and we're going to put in somebody. I think Mike Powers is going to be the pinch hitter. Powers rolls a 22 for an 8, so a fly ball to center field. And Hoffman's got that for the out, and who will the new pitcher be is the question. See, we like to start Vickers. Thinking about, Bender. So Chief Bender comes in. We haven't been using him like he was used in real life. He probably should be starting more games, but this is just the way that is working out. He'll pitch the last 2 innings of this one, faces Bobby Wallace to lead this off. Wallace rolls a 31 for a 9, so he greets the B pitcher off with a 9 base hit, and that'll bring up Bert Blue, the catcher. You know he's going to bunt. And it's a 43 for a 29. It's a poor bunt. First baseman Davis throws down to Collins, covering at second for the force out. Blue now the runner on at first, 1 away. Here's Bill Dineen, and he rolls a bunt, a 22 for a 7. It's a bunt over to the right side. Davis fields it, flips to Murphy for the out at first. Blue moves to second, and here comes Hope Ferris. He rolls a 53 for a 20. That's changed to 23, and Blue will hold second, so nothing happens. Next roll is a 43 for a 29. That's a ground ball to Davis, who flips to Bender, covering at the bag. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Eddie Collins leads us off for the Athletics, who were hoping to get some offense. His roll is a 61 for a 36, changed to a 23. That's going to be an error on the catcher, Blue, and so Collins winds up safe at first. That brings up Davis. And Collins does not have an 11, but I think we're going to hit and run anyway. Down by 2, the roll is a 42 for a 14, and Collins is thrown out stealing. That's what happens when you don't have an 11. Davis now rolls a 33 for a 0, and man, oh man. Next rolls a 66 for a 1. So it's a home run for Davis. That makes this a 3-2 ball game, and that'll bring up Topsy Hartzell. So the Athletics kind of throw themselves out. They roll themselves out of the possible tie game. 3-2 the score. Here comes Hartzell. He rolls a 56 for a 34. There is a little lead roll. It's a 46, so it's a pop-up to short. Wallace has that for the out. 2 gone, and here's Danny Murphy. Murphy rolls a 44 for an 8. It's a fly ball to center field, and Hoffman has that for the out. We go to the top of the 9th. 3-2 still Browns. This has been a close one, but not quite close enough. Here's Williams. Williams rolls a 66 for a 0. And then a 54 for a 6. That's a double. Bender's now a D. That brings up George Stone, and it's all falling apart for Philadelphia. Hit number 10 for the Browns. Stone rolls a 44 for a 7, and there's the base hit scoring the run, making this a 2-run game again. Stone at first base. Here's Roy Hartzell. He rolls a 26 for a 27. Ground ball third base. Nichols has to go to first. Stone moves to second. 1 away. Danny Hoffman now with a runner in scoring position, hitting only 197. Rolls a 51 for a 9. That's a single that will score the runner, and then Hoffman thrown out trying to steal. It's a 5-2 lead, and up comes Tom Jones. Rolls a 32 for a 26. Ground ball to second. Murphy throws to first. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Bill Dineen working on a fairly nice 5-hit win. Here's Simon Nichols. Nichols rolls a 14 for a 43. There is a little E roll. It's a 51, so it's a fly ball to left field. Stone has that. 1 away. Strecken Ghost up next. Rolls a 52 for a 27. Ground ball left side. It'll be Ferris making a good play, throwing to first. 2 away. Here's Herbie Moran. And he rolls a 55 for a 9. That's a single, but then Moran is caught trying to steal, and that'll do it. So the Browns win this one 5-2. We had a lot of injuries, and there was a little bit of excitement for a while, but St. Louis came alive to get those 2 extra runs. Final score again 5-2. Dineen now 5-3. Jack Coombs, who was injured, goes down to 5-4. And I hope you enjoy this one. We'll have a little bit more for you tomorrow. Bye-bye.